So, hello everyone. I think we wait just 1 or 2 minutes so everybody's here, and then we can start. So, I think we will start now. So, welcome to everybody. This event is part of the Code at Home bootcamp. So, it's a 8-week lasting part-time program where you can learn tech skills for free. So, for example, UX skills, AI skills, and data science skills, or web development. So we had we just waited a few seconds so that more people are here, but I think we can start now. Yeah, the number is increasing. Awesome. So first of all, we want to introduce ourselves, that you know who are the people behind the Code at Home bootcamp, so that you have faces to the Slack names. And then David, the founder of Tech Labs, will tell you why he founded Tech Labs 2017 and what Tech Lab is all about, and also what will come in the future. And after that, Isabel, our guest speaker, will tell you why you're super lucky to learn these skills in the next 8 weeks. And hopefully you're motivated after our talk today and stay on track the whole time. So I'm Carla, I'm currently living in Mannheim and working in a startup there, and I'm responsible for the program of the Code at Home Bootcamp. So if you have any wishes or questions, just ask me and I will answer it quickly. So yeah, that's it for now from my side for the beginning. And yeah, I think the others can also introduce themselves. Who want to start?
I can start. Luca, go ahead.
Yeah, Daniel.
Yeah, hey, my name is Luca. I'm part of the web of the website team, and as well of the Code at Home Bootcamp team. And yeah, we worked really hard to provide this program for you guys. And yeah, hope to chat with you in the Slack channel.
So I will continue. Hi, everyone. My name is Daniel. I'm from Münster in Germany, and I'm also part of the Tech Labs organizing team. So I'm specialized in marketing. So I made with Emily together the Code at Home marketing campaign. And I'm really looking forward to work with all you guys in this special Code at Home boot camp.
Yeah, I guess I'll continue. My name is Emily. I'm actually also German, but I'm currently living in Medellin in Colombia and finishing my studies here. So I'm part of the Tech Labs Medellin team. And well, I got the opportunity to offer you all this Code at Home program and do the marketing with Daniel together. And I really hope you enjoy this.
Yeah, there's also Andres, but he's behind the scene and organizing the whole Zoom YouTube thing, so he can't introduce himself. But he say also hi from back from the scenes. So that are the faces behind the Slack channels. And now David will say something about Tech Labs.
Hey everyone, and welcome to our Tech Labs Code at Home Bootcamp. I'm David, and I'm one of the co-founders of Tech Labs. For me personally, this is a very special moment today, welcoming all of you guys to our program. We are overwhelmed by the interest. We've accepted more than 1,000 participants from over 80 countries around the world who join us today and who will probably watch this recording right now or later, depending on their time zone. We have lots of people from Europe, of course, but more than 50% from other parts of the world today. This is a great community, and I'm so much looking forward to what you guys will build and learn together in the next couple of weeks here in the Code at Home Bootcamp. I know these days we experience quite uncertain times in many regions. Many people now live and work in very different conditions, probably compared to just 3 weeks ago. But even though many of us are affected and maybe even struggling with these conditions, I believe there are always events that can truly spark joy. And I believe here today, we currently experience one of these moments that happens when people come together and make the best out of this situation and to learn together in a truly global community. So thank you for applying, and thanks a lot for joining our Tech Labs community today. I think after all, also during these sometimes challenging times, technology isn't just a nice to have thing, as always. It's part of the solution. And so we've made it our mission at Tech Labs to equip people around the world with the skills to shape our future with technology. When my co-founder Marius and I had the idea for Tech Labs back in 2017, well, I have to admit, we didn't necessarily plan to make it a worldwide organization from the very beginning. Both of us were in the final stages of our studies at that time. Marius studied business administration. Myself, I studied computer science and business as a combination. And we thought a lot about what to do in the future. And one of the key things we observed was how fast the world changed in the light of digitalization, right? And we were more or less shocked that the opportunities to learn these skills are often extremely rare. So technology raced ahead, but education falls behind. We were basically afraid that we're about to lose this race between technology and education, as the way we prepare our students, our society, and you guys for the digital age has not evolved with the dramatic shift that is actually required. And well, we didn't want to tolerate that and wanted to take this issue basically into our own hands. So Marius and I decided to start on the green field and to build and to test an educational experience from the ground up. We developed this idea of what we call a learning accelerator. Learning accelerator like Tech Labs is based on a very simple but radical idea, using all kinds of state-of-the-art technology, communication technologies, platforms, to put all available efforts into the individual learner and into the learning environment and community. And to bring this idea to life, we founded a nonprofit organization based in the a bit smaller town in Germany called Münster. And the whole organization then was called Tech Labs. We decided to teach coding skills in the field of data science, AI, and web development. Later, we introduced also UX, so you guys can benefit from our quite new UX track in this Code at Home bootcamp as well. And we wanted to build a program that people can actually complete parallel to their studies or parallel to their regular jobs, so that we make it truly flexible. Tech Labs is based from the very beginning on a set of fundamental principles that define our idea of how education in the tech space should be, and that define our idea of cool digital education in the 21st century. And maybe let me briefly mention the two most important principles behind Tech Labs that you hopefully enjoy in the next couple of weeks. The first one is the combination of very flexible online learning and dedicated live events, like the event you watch right now. So as you know, each of you has access to our own online learning platform with videos, assignments, and articles. And most of the great content is not produced by us because we see there's so much great content out there. So the content is carefully curated by our experts and sourced from all the free online resources, such as YouTube or Medium or some other kind of blog posts. And the benefit is, if you are a morning person, you do your lessons in the morning. If you are a night owl, you do it at night. Well, if you're struggling with a certain concept, you can always come back and the computer doesn't get tired to explain it to you like 3 or maybe even 10 times in a row. On the other side, we use our live meetings like this one for inviting speakers like Isabel today, or for connecting with each other during fun projects. And the second principle is called community. Learning tech skills isn't easy, right? And if you struggle with a certain concept during your learning path or your tracks on the platform, and this always happens, I promise, then it's often not the instructor, right, that brings you back in line, but often the fellow learners and the learning community, right? So I think we radically underestimate the power of these communities in this context. And by killing this traditional one-size-fits-all lecture that probably some of you know, with somebody in the front, just you having to listen and not very interactive, by killing this like one-size-fits-all lecture, we free up the valuable time for deeper interaction with our students and with all of you guys. So by using technology, we actually try to make the classroom, to make the entire learning experience more social. And I hope you will benefit from this. This is maybe some kind of paradox thing about education these days, that using tech actually transforms this unsocial experience into a social environment that really embraces curiosity, diversity, and the true value in learning new things. Well, and the program designed on these principles has been quite successful. When we started 2 years ago in Münster, The first generation probably consisted of 3 or 4 volunteers and around 6 participants in total, so nothing compared to today. I clearly remember I had to prepare the small lectures myself and designed the tracks for our participants. We distributed these tracks using a ugly Google spreadsheet, not like a platform like we have today. And what makes me really proud of the entire team behind that is that 2 years later, we now have a team of 130 volunteers worldwide. We have 8 locations that teach tech skills to more than 1,000 students every year. And 90% of all these participants, like you today, had no coding experience at all. So don't worry if you're an absolute beginner, we will get you there, I promise. The whole thing at Tech Labs, as I just mentioned, is run by a team of volunteers, some of them working more than 10 hours per week to improve our program, for example. We've teamed up with mentors, with professors, and many other experts to provide you a great experience. And this is really important, none of these volunteers gets any money for this. The only reward is for them and hopefully also for you to see each other learning and to have fun together, learning how to understand and to truly shape the digital world with your projects. And so our volunteers have also prepared busily this new fully remote program called Code at Home Bootcamp. And today, this Code at Home Bootcamp is remotely accessible from everywhere in the world. So thank you very much again to the entire team behind that, that has done a tremendous job in bringing this live just within probably like 7 or 10 days, which was extremely fast. Thank you very much for that. Of course, still, we won't stop there. While this Code at Home Bootcamp is purely online, we will further expand into new locations in the very near future. And to bring this new model of tech education to many more places around the world. And for that, we can also need your help. So if you have fun during this entire program in the next weeks and you want to bring Tech Labs to your own city as a volunteer, please reach out. We have an entire team behind us that helps you guys with the founding process, for example, and with setting up a new location, with building your team. And this team that helps you with that can't wait to hear from you. We will probably open dozens of new locations across all continents in the next couple of years. So with your support and maybe with a bit of luck, there will be a local Tech Labs branch in your city very, very soon. Well, and of course, the entire Tech Labs program will always be completely for free. This is one of our fundamental principles. Yet, of course, nothing comes completely for free. So we on our own have some expenses and rely on some donations and sponsors who support us and our view on tech education and to teaching tech skills around the world. So if you want to support us, or if you know people who might want to support us, please reach out to us too, and we are happy to connect with each other. Finally, before I conclude, I have a couple of tips for you guys that you maybe find helpful. Having seen many participants completing our Tech Labs programs in the past few years, these are probably the 3 things that I believe have helped them the most, and I hope they've helped you too. First thing is stay curious. So don't just simply work through your track on the platform, but explore the opportunities. I think it's sometimes tempting to just check the materials and to run through the entire process as fast as possible, but think about how you might apply these skills in practice. Think about a project you always wanted to implement. This will make the learning experience much more rewarding, I promise, and much more effective. The second tip, don't give up. So those of you who have done probably some coding before know that coding mostly consists of running into errors and Googling it and fixing error messages, and that's part of the process. I promise. That's perfectly fine. But do me a favor, never give up and let others help you. Let Google help you. Try it again, and I promise you will overcome these challenges much faster in the future. This is the fun of the entire process of learning coding skills, to learn how to overcome these error messages, to learn how to help yourself, how to help others. And this can also be a fun process. And the final tip is engage in each other's learning. There's one special thing that is really at the core of Tech Labs. And this is our community of fellow learners across the world. In this program, in 80 different countries across the world. And there are also mentors from Tech Labs that might help you. They are also in this community. So ask a lot of questions, but also engage in the community. Help others, try to fix it together, try to find peers to work on your projects. And I promise you will learn a lot from each other here. And hopefully we will have some cross-country global projects going on in the next few days. Now, in the end, I hope the Tech Labs Code at Home Bootcamp won't just teach you just a few more technical skills, but that it supports you to participate in the wise management of the power that we have gained through all these digital technologies, that you build great projects. And finally, I wish you all the best for the learning journeys, and let's keep in touch during the next few weeks in the program. Have fun.
So I think we had a really nice overview over now it's working. So I think we have a really nice overview of Tech Labs now, and thank you, David, for the great tips for our participants. And now we have also a video greeting from Richie. He's a mentor for the UX track and will answer your question concerning UX design. Unfortunately, he cannot participate now, so he will send us nice video greetings, and we will show it now.
Hello guys, my name is Richard. I'm one of the mentors for the web development track, and I'm really happy that you all decided to do the Code at Home Bootcamp, and that we now have I think more than 1,000 participants. I hope you will have a great time and learn a lot about especially or hopefully web development. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Help others, and have a great time, and level up your skills.
So mistake from my side, it's web development, not UX design. He will answer your questions concerning web development. And so you know who we are. Now we're curious about who you are. As David already mentioned, we had applicants from 80 countries and over 1,000 applications, and it was incredible to see where do you come from. So you see in this map and also where exactly the most of you are. So especially Europe and South America. But 80 countries is quite impressive, and we will share the map also the next day so you can see where exactly. So that was it from our side until now, and now will Isabel take over. She will talk about why the skills you will learn the next 8 weeks are so important, and about the needed skills of the future and also the human interaction. And so welcome, Isabel.
Is it working already?
Yes.
Hi everyone, it's really cool to be here, and I feel really honored to be invited. Thank you, Carla. and also David, and to all the TechLab teams. I think you really worked impressive for this bootcamp challenge. And so I'm Isabel, and I will a little bit share about my kind of research I did last year at University of Cambridge. And it was called about future skills. More or less, I researched about the human skills, but of course, future skills are also tech skills. So I think this kind of topic today is quite important, and of course in these kind of days more relevant than ever. And that's why I hope that everyone is safe and healthy where you are, and I can just congratulate you that you take this journey. I think it's the best time now to start this kind of experience. You are curious that you learn something new, and of course you invest into your future, you invest into your education, more or less into your technical education. But I think being digital, or being in the end a digital shaper, is more important than ever. You have the 4 tracks. It is data science, AI, user experience, and web development. And I think when all these kind of 4 categories are really helpful, how you will shape the future, and also how you will think about the future. And if you learn these kind of skills, it will be, wherever you are, it will be helpful for you to get this kind of skills. So I think the first step you already took, because you are part of this bootcamp. And it's quite impressive to see that there are more than 1,000 people participating all over the world. So also shout out to David and the whole team that they created this. I think it's really an extraordinary program, which is also for free. And you develop yourself, you invest into your future. And I think in times like these, this is, I would say, like the best kind of investment. So I want to kind of like start my little talk about future skills. What are actually future skills? So for me, future skills are the kind of interaction between human skills and digital skills. So of course, some people need more help that they develop their human skills, but some also need help that they develop their digital skills further. And but to be really prepared for the future, to survive in the digital age, you really need both. You need human skills, like soft skills, social skills, but you also need technical skills. And I think through this journey, like the next 2 months, you will be so prepared to kind of learn this kind of skills, especially the digital skills. But I think you will also learn, of course, how to communicate, how to collaborate. Of course, we are all now here at home, and but I think this is also like a journey we all take together. And I think this is a great program, that you also have this kind of social interaction, that you have the buddy program. And as David already said, I think it will be ups and downs, but therefore you have your mentors, use them, and use their help to get better and better and better. I, for myself, can say that, when I was last year in Cambridge, I have actually like a business and social science background. So, and then I've landed at the Department of Engineering. So I never had any engineering background. But this kind of year in Cambridge was so enriching, because I learned so many new things, and also, of course, how to interact with robots, how of course I learned a little bit coding before, but also how to learn coding, and just to be more or less aware of technology. And I think this is also the future, that we kind of like have this human machine interaction. So it will be both. You will need both, but I think in the end, it's not a race against machines or humans against machines. It's a race, plus. So we need the plus, human and machine. And I think this is why it's important that we need people that, that they think digital, that really know how technique is working. And this is why I think it's great that you participate in this kind of program. I want to a little bit go back, like almost 4 years ago, and I want to ask you, and now it's a little bit strange because when I actually ask these kind of questions, I get the interaction from the audience, but yeah, I will ask you now, and then of course I will give you some time to think, and then I will share my answer. So what happened on the 15th of March in 2016? I give you the hint. It all happened in Seoul in South Korea. And now I imagine that your brains are ticking and that you are asking yourself what happened on that date. And I will give you 5 seconds to think about that. Okay, so on the 15th of March 2016, on this date, there was ending a competition between AlphaGo and Lee Sedol. Lee Sedol was is a world champion in playing the game Go, and AlphaGo is actually developed by Google and the DeepMind challenge. And why I tell you this example, because it's actually a good example how actually humans and machines can interact, and what we also can learn from technology, what we as humans can learn from technology. On this, so Go is like a really complex strategy game, which is actually paraphrased as the most complex board game in the world, and it's kind of like similar to chess, but it's also of course more difficult. And it's so many are saying, okay, it's impossible that a machine can beat this kind of Go player because it's so complex and you need like a lot of experience. Of course, you have to be smart enough to play this game. So this is why Google and DeepMind made up this kind of challenge that they want to kind of like try it out if it is possible to beat a human being. And on this date, like many on this 15th of March 2016, many were saying, okay, now it is a race against machines, and now the last domain of the humans fell. But I would say it isn't. So to just for those that don't know how this kind of competition lasted, it was 5. So you play 5 games in this competition, and actually the AlphaGo algorithm played or won 4 times, and Lee Sedol, the world champion in Go, he was only winning once. But this was actually somehow like really surprising that he won this game. And I think this is like something which we can also learn, how a machine can react, and also how the human being can also learn from the machine. Because throughout this kind of competitions, the machine won 3 times, then Lee Sedol won the 4th game, and the 5th game the machine won against, or the algorithm. But he actually said that throughout this kind of like theater games, he really learned a lot how the algorithm is functioning, which different moves the algorithm made. So I think this is quite fascinating to see that we as humans can already learn about technology. So maybe you're asking now, okay, why I'm telling you this. But I want to encourage you that you really understand the technology. So this is why it's important that you learn technical skills, that you prepare yourself for the future with digital skills, that you know, I don't know, like, of course, there are like these 4 different tracks, that you learn a new language. For example, Python is the new language. And I think like many of you will start on the basic level, then we have some that are on the medium, then of course we have some that really want to get better in that. And for the beginning, you don't have to get into this expert level. I think it's more and more important that we have a basic understanding how technology is working, and for this the program is perfect, I would say. And also from this kind of like AlphaGo competition, you can learn that also that if you interact with technology, actually we both, like the humans and the machines, sometimes also get better, but it can only work together. So I think right now we are living in a time which actually will be in the future more digital, and I think this is why we kind of like have to interact with technology. So this is why you will need this kind of understanding, because everything will be more and more, or is getting digital. Now I want to go a little bit into why it is important to learn future skills, or what does it mean. And first of all, as I said in the beginning, future skills for me is like human skills and digital skills. And of course, as I researched about this kind of topic in Cambridge, I want to give a little bit of insights what we found out are human skills, what are digital skills, and what we think are in the end future skills. So human skills are of course more characterized as soft skills, but I wouldn't say that are really soft. They are really helpful. They are social skills which we all need in life, and they are actually, it's called like the 4 C's. So you have like creativity, collaboration, critical thinking, and communication or conversation. So of course, many would argue now, okay, creativity, is it really like a uniquely human ability or skill? Because there are examples already that an AI or algorithm already, has painted something or created something from a 3D printer. But I would argue against that, because I think, human creativity is so much more. It's like thinking outside the box. It's like really like a creative process is like really like this kind of like design thinking process, to go back and forth, also to make mistakes, but in doing that kind of mistakes, you are creating something beautiful. So I think this is like a different creativity that we are used from from the technological creativity. So, and I think also like when you combine creativity and the digital skills, I think also for user experience, for web design, you need creativity. Also, when you code something, you really need to know what you want to code, what is like, what you want to build. So you really need also this kind of creative mindset. So I think this is also really important. Then, of course, collaboration. I think it's a really human thing that we kind of like need social interaction. And I think these days right now, where we all are actually communicating over different kind of video chats and calls, it's more and more important that we also like really have this kind of social interaction. So after all the kind of lockdown, I think we should really go strengthen this kind of social interaction more and more. And right now it's like on a digital level, but I think that you can also learn this kind of like social interaction or collaboration. You really need this team spirit, and I think this is why it's also important for the bootcamp that you have this kind of like teams, and that you also have the mentors, that you have this kind of buddy program. So yeah, I think it's the best thing, that you really learn together something, you all have a vision, what you want to create in the end. Then of course it's all about emotions, emotional intelligence. Speak with your emotions also when you, for example, program something. You also have to think, okay, is this something that really humans want to have, that they want to get encouraged by that, what you're building up. So I think emotion, empathy is something which is really, really important, also like on a digital level sometimes. And then of course for human skill, intuition is also something which is really important. So trust your gut feeling. I think this is something, you can always learn through your whole life. And then something, but I think this is like what you already can tick, lifelong learning is also like a future skill. It's really important that you are staying curious, that you learn something new. And but I think congrats to you guys. You are already curious, you want to learn something new, you're not afraid of technology. Instead, you really want to do this boot camp and get to know all this kind of skills and to get prepared for the future. So this was the human side. Then of course we have the digital skills, and these are all the skills which you use or which you need in the kind of digital area. So this is like, of course, programming, coding, this is data analytics, this is digital marketing, digital design, all the social media, and so on and on. But I think first of all, or the number one skill you need in a digital age is really that you can handle technology, so you know how it's functioning. Also, for example, of AI. So when I did my research in Cambridge, it was really shocking to see how many people are afraid of using technology. I mean, I and many also in my generation we kind of like we're used to use this kind of technology, but of course many not. So I think this is like the most important thing, that we get to use to technology, because it will be in the future a human machine interaction. We will have more and more technology. So yeah, but I think you also made this kind of first step because you are on the boot camp and you want to learn all of these kind of skills. So this is what I can say. In the end, you have the digital skills and the kind of like human skills, and they get into the future skill set. And you can combine those human skills perfectly with digital and technical skills, because in the end, you really need both kind of perspectives. And also when I was in Cambridge, it was also really helpful to kind of like also have because I don't have like this hardcore engineering background, I also had sometimes a different perspective about topics. And I think this can be really helpful also for your technical skill set, or for the digital skill set, because everyone, and also who is participating, all from these 1,000 people all over the world, you all have you all have like something in common, because you want to build something, you want to create something, you want to be a digital shaper, I think. And we really need this kind of digital shapers right now. The timing is really perfect for this kind of journey. And I can only encourage you, as David already said, that you don't give up. I know sometimes it's really hard. When I started coding myself, it was really like an up and down journey. But in the end, it's also really fun to get those codes, and because you are getting better and better when you practice. And so I can really encourage you to don't give up, that you, of course, also stay really curious, and that you also believe in this kind of like that AI can also be helpful. So just think about where AI is really helpful in your daily life, and there are so many examples. Also, technology is actually in so many fields. It is more error-free, it is faster, it sometimes has more energy than humans. It can work 24/7, and especially for the automative or repetitive tasks, it's so much more helpful to use an AI tool or a chatbot. I don't know, whatever you want as technology, it can help you. And I think we really need people that know how to handle technology, and that they can program the technology and also design the technology, because in the end I think it also has to be kind of like human-centric technology, so it really needs to combine both. And I think this is like what I can say, that is really important, that we get this kind of human and machine interaction better and better, and that also more and more people trust also in technology. I think it's also important that we make it more transparent for people, but of course the first step is to know how to handle technology, and but I think you all people are aware of this. So I wish you all the best for this kind of like journey. As I said, believe in yourself, stay curious what you're doing already, and I think in life it's always good to have questions, to have sometimes more questions than answers, because then you are searching for the answers and more faster, and you have a goal and you have a vision. And have fun. I think this is also important when you learn something new, or when you want to deep dive into something. It's important to have fun, because this is also what life is about. And so this is it from my side. I wish you all the best, and as it of course is a boot camp, I would say work hard, play hard, and have a good time and enjoy the journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Isabel. So, do you have any questions so far? So you can now ask her in the chat. Isabel, I think you're muted now.
Okay.
Now it's working again. So, okay, then I have a question. What skills do you want to learn next?
Oh, wow. Okay. I think actually, I mean, it's more like a sportive skill. I think I want to learn surfing.
Oh.
But if you think about another skill, I think I think I want to relearn my French. So I was really good in French back in school, but I think also now is the time to start speaking French again, or to kind of like get the skills again. Last week I just started to reread The Little Prince, La Petite Prince. And it was really hard in the beginning, but I can also say also for technical skills that you really need practice, and that the more you practice, the better you get, the more fun you have, and the easier it gets sometimes as well.
That seems like a good idea. Okay, that's the first question. Inspiring talk, thanks, that says. And my question, coding can be learned. How can creativity be taught?
Yeah, this is a good question. I think, of course, creativity you can learn. You can learn it through different steps. Of course, you begin, I would say, like on a basic level with design thinking. And many people need this kind of like kick that the creativity gets out of them and that they, of course, sometimes need to go somewhere else. Some people think it's also, there are like studies where some people and also creativity react to different kind of rooms, so how the rooms are structured. Some people need chaos that they learn creativity, but I think actually the easiest way to get creative is when you are bored, when you have nothing to do. I think then creativity flows by itself, because then you need to think about it, or ideas. I think creativity is also a lot about innovation and ideation. So yeah.
Okay, so do you have these times, the boring times?
Me, myself?
Yeah.
Yeah, right now it's like a little bit hectic times, but actually I think you also have to learn how to that it's okay to be bored, and sometimes that you have boring times, and yeah, but right now I think I don't have kind of like, so my day schedule is like really fixed, but of course sometimes also, yeah, just get your mindset flown, and then you also are getting new ideas, and also, for example, when I, for example, also started my coding journey, which I would say is a really basic level. I think that it's also important that when you find a mistake and you don't know how to solve it, that you really maybe just stop it and go outside, I don't know, have a walk, and then you come back and you think about this. So of course, I think this is like not a new tip, but many people underestimate the power of nature and the power of being bored sometimes.
Yeah, so learning for everyone, go outside, enjoy the nature.
Yeah, but now only alone.
Of course. With distance. Yeah, but sometimes it's good to go outside and be bored sometimes. Yeah. So there are also new questions. Will we be able to build our own apps when finishing track? Okay, that's a question concerning the Code at Home bootcamp. And there's also one, sometimes it's hard for me to stay focused. And do you have any tips to stay focused?
Yeah, I think, of course, it's always good when you have a vision or a vision board. Also, for example, when you start now your bootcamp, I think it's really cool to make step by step what you want to have at the end of the 2 months, which kind of solution you want to create. I think this is always something you need to keep in mind to have your focus. I think this is like something I do when I, for example, wake up. I have like a motto of the day, or sometimes, of course, I know if it's like, really a day full of meetings. So I give it a motto. And then, of course, you are more focused, because then you really concentrate on what is important. And I think this is also something, focus has a lot to do with priorities. So what is priority number 1, 2, 3 in the day, and what is maybe not so important, so you don't have to focus on that. Of course, sometimes you have tasks that you need to do, but more or less I think it's like 3 priorities you have. And of course, like Post-its can help to keep your focus. And especially also when you work a lot with technology, I think it's also important to train your mindset. So of course, meditation or yoga or just listening to music can also help that you are getting more focused, or that you have the focus on a topic, which is really important. Yeah.
Okay, great tips. So there's the last chance to ask something. Are there any more questions so far? Otherwise, we will go on with a short outlook. We will answer the questions concerning the bootcamp in Slack. Yeah, okay. Then we will go on. So you can see the roadmap for the next weeks. Oh, sorry. Thank you, Isabel, of course. It was a great talk. Thank you very much. Sorry to skip it. Yeah, I think there were great learnings so far. One wrote, work hard, play hard, like that. So I think that's a good motto for some days. So the outlook. Yeah, so today was the talk about future skills. Then we have also this talk about remote working and the talk about women in tech in the next few weeks. So remote working will be about how can I be focused when I'm at home and work at home or have to learn at home. And Women in Tech is about, are there any challenges concerning women in tech, and which challenges and how to tackle these challenges. And yeah, there will be a panel discussion. We will announce the speakers soon, so stay tuned, and we will announce everything in Slack. Until May, you have the learning phase. So as David mentioned, you can learn in your own pace, step by step. If you're more motivated in the morning, learn in the morning. If you're more motivated in the evening, you can also learn in the evening. That's no problem. So you're totally free. It's important to learn, like, not every day, but like try to learn every day at least like 5 minutes, so that it's a flow and you're not stuck, and stay on track. If you have any questions, please ask us. And if you feel not motivated, you can also talk to your study buddy, of course. And after the 6 weeks, there will be challenges concerning the Corona crisis. So we also announced the challenges soon. There are some areas we will announce, and yeah, so just look in Slack. There's everything you have to know. And also after the challenges, you will get your certificate if you had in a solution and if you complete the tracks. Yeah, that's all you have to know for now. If you have any questions, just ask us in Slack and we will answer everything. So, and if you're curious, unless I need the next slide. Yeah. So if you're curious about Tech Labs, and if you're motivated and want to join us and join our mission or join our management team, or also want to found your own location, you can just reach out, check out our website, and yeah, we are looking forward to every new member. And yeah, if you have any questions concerning Tech Labs, you can also ask us now in YouTube and we will answer it. Marcus is writing, fixed day time for learning is recommended as well. So yeah, so maybe you just say, okay, I will learn on Monday, Tuesday, Friday, and fix these dates. It's also a great way to stay on track. Yeah, so if there are no questions, I think we're done. And yeah, as I mentioned many times before, please ask us on Slack. It's also important to open a thread so we can answer it below, and you can also see is there your question, and yeah, you can see it if there was a question before, and you don't have to write it. Okay, I think then we're done for today. Thank you, Isabel, again, and thank you to all the other members of the management team. Yeah. So thank you to all the participants who watched till now. We are super happy to do this with you. That it's also a journey for us, and we're really looking forward to the next weeks, and we are super motivated to learn with you. And yeah, then have a nice evening, and we will see us on Slack.